Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make an easy pizza with a low-carb pizza crust that only takes 4 ingredients. What's up, y'all? So I made this pizza a few weeks ago and I kind of showed it in a vlog, and a lot of you said you wanted to see how to make it, and rightfully so, because this pizza turned out awesome. The main thing is the pizza crust is what really is the big draw. I will leave this recipe linked down in the description bar. It's the same one I used. So simple and easy. So we're gonna start with the pizza crust. First thing we're gonna need for our pizza crust is we're gonna need almond flour, mozzarella cheese, Italian seasoning, salt, cream cheese, and an egg. The first step we're going to need to do for our pizza crust is we're going to combine our almond flour and our mozzarella cheese. We're going to need 3/4 cup of almond flour, so I'm just going to measure that out here. That looks good. I'm going to pour that into a microwave safe bowl. Next, we're going to need 1 3/4 cup of shredded mozzarella. This is exactly 1 1/2. I'm just going to use that whole bag. We're going to dump that in with our almond flour. We're just going to combine our mozzarella and almond flour. Just kind of stir that up, break up that clumped cheese. Doesn't have to be perfect. Next thing we need is we need 2 ounces of cream cheese. So I have exactly that left in this block of cream cheese I have. We are just gonna put that in. Once we have those 3 ingredients, we're gonna take this and we're gonna microwave it for 1 minute. This is microwaved for 1 minute, and we're gonna stir this. And then we're gonna microwave it for an additional 30 seconds. Kind of get that all combined in there.
Starting to look like dough already.
It is. It kind of has a dough consistency also. So let's do this for another 30 seconds. All right, guys, our 30 seconds is up. So let's take this out. Next, we're going to add our egg, Italian seasoning, and salt. It calls for 1 egg, a 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, a pinch of salt. So I'm just gonna put a little salt in my hand. That looks about a pinch to me. And then we're gonna combine all of that together. This dough, I would call it dough, but it is so easy and it is so tasty. So we just want to get that mixed really, really well with the egg, get those seasonings mixed in. And surprisingly, unlike kind of traditional dough, it's not really sticky, which is a nice thing. And as you can see, it's really got a dough consistency. And it's almost getting into forming a ball on its own. I think that is about good and mixed. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna roll this out into the form of our pizza. We've just got a standard pizza baking sheet. It was really inexpensive, probably picked that up at Walmart. The key for this is to use parchment paper. Normally you see it kind of comes in a roll like aluminum foil, but they also have these cookie baking sheets, which is parchment paper. And I'm just going to use that because that's what I have. So they come in little squares and it unfolds like this. So I am going to lay this down on my pizza pan. And what I do to kind of keep the dough mixture from sticking to my hands, as y'all know, if you've been watching for a while, I like to use coconut oil. So I'm going to spray a little bit of this on my hands before handling the dough. So just a little bit. And that'll help just to kind of keep that from sticking to my hands. And be careful because it will be a little warm just from cooking in the microwave. Form that into a ball shape and set it right on our parchment paper. So I'm going to take another piece of parchment paper, lay that right on top there. Now, since I do not have a rolling pin in the truck, just because I don't feel the need to have one because I would not use it that much, I'm going to improvise for a rolling pin, and I'm going to use my coconut oil bottle as a rolling pin. So we're just going to kind of roll this out into the shape of our pizza pan. You kind of want to try to get it as even as possible because you don't want too thick on one edge and not the other. So we're just going to kind of press that out, and you can also use your hands, kind of get it to where it feels nice and even, and it may not be a perfect circle shape like a pizza, but that's okay. Doesn't take away from the taste. And I use whatever. I think when I made it the other night or a couple of weeks ago, I used a can of pumpkin to roll it out. That feels pretty good. Look how easy the parchment paper comes up. That's the key to keep it from sticking to anything or your pizza pan. You can kind of see it's not the perfect shape, but that's okay. I'm gonna kind of just shape the edges to get down into the pizza pan, kind of like the crust part of the pizza, I guess you would say. And it already smells amazing. It hasn't even been baked yet. I'm just going to continue to kind of shape it a little bit with my hands. The recipe calls to cook this on 425 for 12 to 14 minutes until it is slightly browned. I'm going to do 425 for 15 minutes. And a key thing that I did read with some comments on this recipe is they recommended halfway through the cooking of the crust to flip it so it kind of gets an even cook on both sides. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get our oven turned on and preheating. Preheat 425 convection. We get a lot of questions about our microwave convection oven because a lot of people saw, they're like, oh, you put metal in your microwave. Well, we do have, it's a convection / microwave oven. So we can use it as a microwave or we can use it as an oven, which I really love. It makes it making a lot of things really easy when you can actually bake it in the truck. We're gonna let this preheat. Once it's preheated, we'll put this in. I do want to show you one other thing with this. If you can see how my parchment paper is bigger than the size of the pizza pan, all I do is I'm just going to take a pair of scissors and just trim that down to where it's basically the same shape of the pizza pan, because where this sits in the convection oven, it does spin. So if I were to leave this big, it would basically catch the sides of the convection oven and that wouldn't be good. So I just trim it down. There we go. It's not perfect, but it'll do, and it won't hit the sides of the oven. So I'll see you back here once the oven's preheated. All right, guys, our oven has finished preheating, so we are gonna add our pizza crust. Gonna hit start, and I actually changed it from 15 to 20 minutes because I'm gonna do 10 minutes on one side. We'll take it out, flip it, do 10 minutes on the other side. We are ready to flip our dough. And you can see it's kind of bubbling up here, which is fine. It's just air underneath. The easiest way that I found to flip it is I'm gonna take that top parchment paper I used when I rolled it out, place that right on top, and then carefully I'm gonna flip this over. Now, let me get this pot holder to kind of hold it. So you wanna be really careful with doing that. There may be an easier way to do it. I don't know, but this is how I do it. I'll flip it. While I still have it held up a bit, I'm gonna place my pizza pan right back underneath, bring it back onto the pizza pan. I'm gonna take that top layer, or was the bottom layer. You can see how it's starting to brown up. And the reason for flipping it gives it a little more uniform cooking throughout. So I'm just gonna trim up this piece of parchment paper, just like I did that first one. Now that we have it flipped, let's get it back in the oven. All right, we'll let that go for about another 10 minutes and check and see if we're ready to put our toppings on. All right, guys, so our pizza crust is ready. Look at that. That looks nice and browned. It's gonna be really good. Now, we're just gonna put our toppings on. You can put whatever kind of toppings you like. We like pepperoni, onion, olive, so that's what I'm gonna be using, but I think next time I might change it up and try like some hamburger and some other things. I would put mushrooms, but Jason is not a mushroom fan, so we won't be adding that. No. First thing I'm gonna add is my pizza sauce. This is left over from the last time I made it because it doesn't take that much. And you can, you know, put however much sauce you like. I don't like a whole lot of sauce, but of course you want to put enough to where it's not gonna be dry. You just want to kind of get an even layer on there. That's about as much pizza sauce as I like. Next thing is we're going to add some more mozzarella cheese. As y'all know, we do like a lot of cheese. So I'm not going to add too much because I am going to top it with cheese as well. So just get a nice layer of cheese. Next, we're gonna add our pepperonis. We like uncured pepperonis. Applegate is a really good brand. They do a really good uncured pepperoni. And these are a lot bigger slices than the normal small ones that come on pizzas, which you could do the small ones as well. But these big ones work really good because it kind of covers your whole pizza. And we like the pepperonis. One left. I love pepperoni. Next, I'm going to add some just yellow onion that I have chopped up. Last one I did, we had some red onion that I used. And again, you know, I just like to use what we have. And right now I have this chopped up, so that's what we're going to use. Just a little bit. I mean, I don't like a whole lot of onion. Then we're going to add our olives. I just used sliced black olives, and I'm going to use this whole little can of olives. Oh, Jason's getting a taste there. Oh, jeez. Jason's going to eat it all before I get it cooked. All right, and then lastly, we're going to top it off with some more mozzarella cheese. Mozzarella. Got all of our toppings on there. We're gonna add it back into the convection oven, and I'm going to cook it for probably about 10 minutes at the same temperature. If I was to add hamburger meat, I would cook that first before I put it on there. So basically we're just melting the cheese, warming up the ingredients that we have put on. So I'm gonna set it for about 10 minutes and we'll see what we get. It's been about 10 minutes. Let's take this out and see what we got. Wow, that looks so good. Look at that. Nice crust, right? Yeah. I'm going to let it cool for about 5 minutes before I cut into it. So let's do that and then I'll show you how well it cuts. It's all cooled and ready to cut, so let's cut into it, see how it is. It cuts just like a regular pizza with regular pizza dough would cut. I've made a low-carb pizza before, but it was with a cauliflower and mozzarella crust. It was okay, but nothing near the goodness that this is. I think Jason would agree.
I agree.
So look at this, guys. It comes out just like a regular pizza, and it's low carb, so it's better for you. There we go. That is an easy low-carb pizza that you can make on the truck. Again, I will leave a link to the recipe I used down in the description box. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. If you're gonna try it, let me know. Leave a comment. If you try it, come back and let me know how you liked it. Thank you guys as always for watching and subscribing. And until our next video, peace, love, and expediting.